power. Salute. Welcome to Thuli the King Connection podcast. I am Thuli the King. We are live in Kagiso, Zulu jump at Madak's place. This is the place to be. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment while we are on this show and tell me what you think, and I hope you enjoy it. Yes, let's do it. Welcome to Thuli the King Connection. Tada. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be light about it. We're not gonna be overthinking it. We're not gonna be overdoing it. We're not gonna be overpowering it. But it's something that we must definitely think about. Let me bring my notes a bit closer. You see, it's very interesting to me that we live this wonderful life and with so many wonderful opportunities, right? And yet it seems we miss out on the greatest opportunities that we have at our disposal. Sometimes you just must not be ready. Sometimes that's the point. The challenge is not to be ready, but to be inexperienced that you may gain experience. Sometimes it's a test of faith from God saying, trust me, believe me. Sometimes it's just an opportunity to test yourself. Because you will never know how far you can go until you can walk that mile and more. And so I'm prompting to you and starting this caliber of authority and authoritative conversation. And I'm saying to you, we gotta change our mindset. The ultimacy of everything that happens and the craziness of everything that happens in this life is very interesting. Because at the end of the day, it takes choices, it takes narratives, it takes pushing, it takes fulfillment. And all in all of these things need appliance. Doing stuff. But then what happens when the stuff that you do, you just don't want to do them? Sometimes you just don't want to do this thing. And sometimes you do things just because you are forced to do them. You do them because you have to do them. Well, I'm here to tell you that you have magnated and taken on the wrong mentality. The mentality you should have is not, I must have to do this. I just have to do it. The mentality you should have is, I have the opportunity to do this. Now that alone, changing your frame of thought changes your mood, changes your outlook, your inspiration. And I'm saying to you, change how you look at things, change how you speak about them. Because now it's no longer about I have to do this. It's I get to do this. I have the opportunity in life to do this. You see, sometimes these little things that you overlook and you think they are chores and I just have to do them, it is a privilege to do the things that you have access to do. So change your mindset from it being at a mindset of lack, of limitation, and change it from a mindset of abundance and potential, limitless, ceilingless, roofless. Can we do that? The next time you have to do your bed, instead of saying, I have to do it, say, I get to have the hands and the cognitive sonance to do this. When you are doing the laundry next time and you just don't want to do it and you feel like, I have to do this again, be thankful for the clothes that you get to wash, the water you have access to, the soap that you can afford. And these little things that you take for granted, and you shape your mind, reshape it and say, I actually get to do this. God has given us this opportunity of life, and it's grace. It's a pleasure to have access to the things that we have access to. And sometimes they come in the form of pain, discomfort, and sometimes you just want to sob. You just want to be nasty and be like, I don't want to do this. But reflect that everything that you have is a gift. And there's someone who has worse than you. There's someone who has less than you. And for me, the inspiration comes at there is grace, hope, and potential for me to get to the next step. I have the access to going to the next level. And so let me just be content with where I'm at right now. The level of thinking that I'm at right now, let me be content and embrace it. And embrace the life that I have at the moment. And appreciate the substance of life that God has given me. And say, I get to do this. The next time you have to study, don't look at it as a chore. Look at it as a gift, as an ability. Because you can read, you have access to books or whatever you are studying, you have access to that material. How many people don't have access to it? Shift your mindset a little bit. The next time you have to go to your job and you hate the mother lover, you just have to reshift and reshape the way you look at it. Look, I don't want to do this, but I get to do it. I actually have a job. I have access. Change your mindset, man. What's wrong with you? Looking down at all the opportunities, the greatness that you have, and then you establish a posture of laziness. And you're like, hi, Hwatswana, man. I don't want to do it. Hwatswana, man. The house is going to be dirty anyway. I'm not going to clean it. Kuyafana, you only live once. So might as well just become disruptible and just do these things and just go on a curve and on a tangent. Kanti, you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're not observing it and saying, but for me to have access to these things, I should appreciate the opportunities that I have. I get to do this. You see, you might be lazy and you think you are getting away with it. But I must say that, honestly, you are fooling yourself. You are in the posture and the mindset of saying, Guti, you know what? I'll leave it for later. You know what? Kuyafana. It's all the same. Let me just not do it either way. That mindset, the posture, the leveling, the way of it is limiting. Because now, the things that you could have done with the I get to do it mindset, it's out. It's off. It's no longer in access. It's no longer in reach. And you're undermining and underwhelming the amount of gifts, access, the amount of levels you can reach just because you have negated your mindset to say, I will get away with it, with being lazy. What have you lost on? What have you lost on? What do you lose on? When you keep being lazy, and that mentality, that mindset that you have is letting you leave so many things that you could have done. The little things, reading, meditating, praying, going deeper into your relationship with God. What about the relationship with people around you? Making your mother, your dad a cup of tea, having conversations with people that you like, resting, reading, man, learning, studying, these things, these little things. Hey, man, bathing in winter. You guys will take 4 days before you bath. My goodness. Ooh, I'm saying you get to do it. So leave the laziness mentality and just do it. You have the opportunity, you have the chance, then why not? You need to stop making excuses. We create excuses for ourselves on why we shouldn't do these things, and we sometimes really genuinely don't want to do these things. Now, as a human being, once in a while it sounds okay, but those once in a whiles they do accumulate as well. So why don't you take the chance each time and just keep pressing and pushing on and say, as much as I can have all the excuses in the world, I still will choose to do it because I get to do it. My mentality, my range is at a mentality that I get to do it. The nice thing about having this mentality is that you get to explore yourself and see where your lack of limitation takes you, and you get to understand that this is an amazing opportunity to grow. There's an amazing opportunity to become. There's an amazing opportunity to see God in self. And so I prompt to you and say, ladies and gentlemen, be more excited. Be optimistic about the amount of things that you can get done, the amount of growth that can come from you, the amount of prosperity that you can create, that God has given access to you by just you taking the chance on the I get to do it mentality. Be more energetic in that construct and say, you know what? Let's get excited. I get to do this. I get to put in the hard work. I get to do the basic work, the mundane work, the everyday work. I get to do it. I get to wash the dishes. I have the hands. And these little things that we take for granted are the same things that we need to have a fulfilling life. So change your posture of I have to do this to I get to do this with optimism, excitement, and energy. And I call this for you right now. Another thing that happens within all of this is that it helps you to create calluses, to create these landmarks in your mind that I can go beyond my limitations. And you create substance in your mind, in your brain, that we have to go further. We are people who do not limit ourselves to our emotions or feelings. We are people who drive and have power and authority. Create these calluses and fight for your right. Whatever you are looking for, whatever you want to achieve, is between your mindset. That's the only thing that's standing between you. As I spoke about in a previous episode, go check it out, called Decision Away, where I'm telling you that the only thing standing between you and where you want to be is only a decision. I want you to decide to have I get to do this mentality. You might have not all the cards in play in your favor. You might not have all the advantages. You might have not the right connections. But with all that you have access to, you get to do what you gotta do. Believe and have hope and inspiration that all of these things will be good and that all of these things will come to greatness. And I want you to believe and have faith that when you have this I get to do it mentality, a lot of things can be achieved potentially. Because if you don't do it at all, you do nothing at all, nothing happens. It's time to shift and to have faith and say, I get to do this and I will do it. And I know that the small incremental growth that I pursue increases me. When you increase just by 1% daily, by the end of the year you would have, if I am not mistaken, increased by 365%. And let's hope it's a leap year that you have increased 366%. But I'm saying, believe. Instead of limiting yourself with that mindset of, I have to do it. And you do it. Yes, you're going to do it. And most likely, you don't enjoy doing it. But when you change your mindset to, I get to do it, you start to appreciate it more, and you start to be more in the moment, and you start doing it more intentionally. And I pray that you believe and have faith in your I get to do it mentality and shift it from, well, I guess I have to do it anyway. I have to do it. Bring it back. It's an opportunity. Take a deep breath and believe that your little steps accumulate to greatness. Big love, and let's connect. Comment section, tell me what you think. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe. Please share the video and come to Madak's place. Get the description and see how you contact them, because here is a place of networking, is a place of great vibes, wonderful food, lavish experiences. This is the place to be. You can book it for your personal engagements and have a ball around here, have your people around, and just have an intimate setting. And let's make it work. Let's make it happen. The opportunity is here. You get to do it. You have the chance and opportunity to get it done. And I call you and say, enjoy your life. I get to do this. Is your mentality from here onwards. Stay blessed. God is great. Thuli the King. Let's connect. Thank you.